Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from whatever part of the world you're tuning in from. My name is Tracy Nauber, and I am your English expert for the IELTS exam. I'm a postgraduate student at the School of Education in Trinity Western University, Canada, and I'm currently en route to a PhD in English. My academic training is on TESOL, that's teaching English to speakers of other languages just like yourself, and I also mark the IELTS exam at the British Council. Now, my weekly nuggets are designed to tell you some of the things that I'll fail candidates for and basically to help you stay away from them because we want you acing your IELTS now, don't we? This week, my topic is actually based on popular demand. So a lot of people have been emailing me, asking questions and sending DMs on social media asking what's the best exam to take, like which one's the best module. Do I do the general training or do I do the academic training? Now, I found that very interesting because I almost always assume that before anybody decided to write the IELTS exam, they would already know what they wanted to use it for, and then based on what you want to use the exam's result for, you would then know which of them to test for. Generally speaking, the academic training is much harder than the general training. I don't know if that's popular knowledge for a lot of people who may have been writing the exams over and over again to get a high band score. But yes, the academic training is generally more difficult than the general training. And for those of you who don't know, IELTS means International English Language Testing System. So because English is such an economic language, and for you to do business or for you to communicate with people across the world in a large setting, it means that you have to be able to speak English either as a native language or as a second language. Now, in ESL studies, learning English as a second language means that from time to time, based on what you want to use the English language for, you would have to do some sort of testing on it so that people in the world can know where you stand with that. For the general training of the IELTS exam, it's a little bit laid back. What it does is it just gives you a feel. It helps the examiner or helps whoever is asking for your results have a feel on your general experience with using the English language. So that would be using English in a communicative setting or using English in a social setting. Now, if you're doing the academic version of the IELTS exam, it means that you're using the English language for academic purposes mainly. So people who want to get into business school, people who want to do postgraduate study, people who want to do PhDs, research degrees, and people who want to use English in a country where they're intending to do some sort of work that involves academic work or basically research work, they are the ones who are mandated to write the academic training exam. Now, for people who want to migrate, like they want to emigrate from their country, go to another country, maybe they want to go to Canada or somewhere else. For people who want to work abroad, like work in a country where English is spoken and in the country where they were born or where they were lived, they did not have access to English in a social setting. Those are the people who generally will do the general training. I would also say that sometimes you can have GT scores, that's general training scores, and you don't have to get academic training scores in order for you to get into certain universities. Then and again, it depends on what kind of study you're doing and what level on the study ladder that you are. So you'd have to clarify first from whatever institution, whatever organization, or whatever group needs you to submit an IELTS test score. Based on what they tell you, then you should know what to register for. But if you get feedback that says you can write any of them and they'll work with any scores, in order for you to spend less time preparing, in order for you to basically go through a less stressful situation regarding the IELTS exam, I would advise that you should do the general training, except where it's explicitly stated that you should do the academic because this school or that setting or that group or that organization requires you to do the academic test. Then you can go for the academic test. Also, roughly speaking, I'd say that it takes about 3 months to prepare adequately for the general training exam based on what level of your English you're at, and then the academic would take you about double the time. So you kind of want to watch out for that when you're choosing which of the tests to register for. And that brings me to the end of my video this week. Remember that training is ongoing for all my IELTS training courses for all 4 modules. To register, all you have to do is send me an email to englishexpertforielts@theonlinelady.com. Remember that that we are social. We're everywhere on social media as the we're everywhere on social media as English expert for IELTS. And I want you to know that the IELTS exam is very easy to pass. I marked it at the British Council, so I'm in the best position to help you get things right. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.